everybody. So I decided to make a video instead of write all this out. I tend to be more eloquent when I write versus when I speak. So feel free to comment under this video if anything doesn't make sense because of the way I said it. I am struggling right now to write and finish my book in time. This week would be the final deadline for me to have the finished product uploaded to all the vendors that I would need to upload to in order for my book, Monster I Feed, to be out on October 30th, which is this next coming Sunday. With all the work that is yet to be done, and there is a lot, and I'll admit a lot of it is because I have been paralyzed with inaction. I won't even say procrastination. I will just say paralyzation and feeling creatively stumped and creatively dried, like the well is dry. And a lot of editing is yet to be done, and even rewriting some scenes. It has been more of a struggle than I ever thought possible. And since this is just me doing it, I have had some help here and there from wonderful people. But holding them and myself to this deadline of October 30th, which I have already changed from, it was originally September 13th, then I changed it to October, I believe October 1st, and now October 30th. I have changed it many times. And I am completely in the camp of anyone who is trying to self-publish. Please be kind to yourself. Please don't do it the way I do it. As a matter of fact, I am trying to stop myself right now from just flushing this whole thing down the toilet. I have to adjust the date again, and I know many of you probably won't care, but it was a matter of integrity for me to try to release it on the appropriate date. Or I shouldn't say appropriate date, the date that I had set. And every time I had to adjust the date, it was like some sort of my mental health or my integrity felt like it was falling apart. Like I couldn't stick to what I meant to stick to. And I think it's just because this is my first time self-publishing and thinking about just how difficult it is to do it on your own. You definitely need help. You definitely need a team. And if you are doing it by yourself, you have to be very lenient and forgiving, especially if you struggle with mental health issues like myself. I am anxious, depressed. I have ADHD. I also have an undiagnosed sleeping disorder, which wreaks havoc on my life quite a bit. And all of that just decided to rear its ugly head again right when things were looking to be working out. I think the book could have come out on the 30th if my mental health had not taken a dip down into the not so great area versus the functional area. I have not been very functional for the past several weeks. Hence the many times I have kind of spoken out and said, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to do that. Oh, if only blah, 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 then everything will come out on time, or I always make these promises that I hope if I let other people in on, I'll be able to stick to myself. The part that hurts the most in this is I feel like I let myself down. And I tend to do better when I'm held accountable to other people. And I think this is some deep-rooted trauma, or this is some deep-rooted falsehood that I've believed from when I was a child, that my own goals and my own health and my own anything that has squarely to do with me is not worth the time or the effort that it would take if I was doing this for someone else. So I try to trick myself into making these deadlines happen and these goals happen by including other people, by telling other people, hey, if you pre-order my book, it'll be out on the 30th. And it turns out that even this time with that, it's still very much my own responsibility. And I don't mind that. I don't mind that it's my own responsibility. As a matter of fact, once this actually happens, once the book is actually out, I will feel an incredible sense of pride. And that feeling is what I want to chase moving forward, of knowing that I will have done this for me, for myself, not necessarily for other people. And that will make me feel very proud and very happy. And I think more than anything, that's the goal at this point, is to prove to myself that I can do this. And finally acknowledge just how difficult this is. It's much more difficult than I ever thought. And it doesn't mean I'm never going to self-publish again. I just am going to go about it very differently. And I'm going to include more people. I'm going to do whatever I can to make the process less daunting. And I know I've kind of gone on a lot about this already, but when's the book coming out at this point? All I know is it won't be the 30th. If it comes out in November, that would be amazing. If it comes out in December, that would be awesome. If I were to give myself a final goal, it would be to get this done by the end of 2022 and have it done, because there's also a part of me that really just wants it to be done. But even though I want to be done, I still want to create a good product and not just jump ship and put it out the way it is. It is not ready. And I know it's not ready, and I don't want it out the way it is right now. So I think in lieu of having that security, knowing that I can finally put it behind me, I would rather put out a good product, a better product than what it was originally going to be. And yeah, if people wanted to read it and talk about it with me, I would feel way more easy about it. I feel way more proud and way more prepared to have discussions with people about my work. So right now, there is no official release date. Not that I know of. If you see anything on Amazon, I'm not taking it off of Amazon. It'll still be up there. I'm just going to be slowly adjusting the date accordingly until it is very much ready to come out. And I will be sure to absolutely make a big buzz of it when it is finally uploaded to Amazon and when it is ready to come out, when it is in the actual final stages. As a matter of fact, I will order copies and I will post them to my Instagram. I will post real life photos of the final copies on my Instagram. I'll put a link right there for you guys to find me on Instagram. I will make a big deal of it when it is absolutely ready to go, when the final copies are in my hand and everything is set to go. I will make a big deal and everyone will know exactly when they'll get it. I will just make a point though. If you have pre-ordered the book and are expecting it on the 30th, I'm going to entitle you to a refund. If you do not want to wait for the book, I think it's fair, and I'm willing to do the work of making sure that anyone who is disappointed or unsatisfied with the release process, the release schedule of this book, that if you would like a refund for your pre-ordered copy, I will be happy to refund you. As a matter of fact, even these past couple of weeks where I've been struggling to work on this book and to make sure it was ready on time, I did not once think about the income. I did not once think about the price. I did not once think about the people who would be spending their hard-earned dollars. And I was not thinking about the money in any way, shape, or form. I was just thinking about having the process be done and having a published novel under my belt. That was all I worried about. But since I have to take the money into account, if there are dollars that you would like returned, I am more than happy to issue refunds for any disappointment, for anything, as long as it's money that you have then paid to receive my book by the 30th. I will be more than happy. Anyway, I tend to ramble. Mental health is important, and factoring in your mental health is important. If this were my moment to kind of speak on mental health to my community, it would be, you can't always predict when things are going to take a tumble, when things are going to get bad. I am happy to say that I have not been so depressed to the point of needing emergency care. I have not had any bad ideation or thoughts of taking my own life. I have not gotten to a point where things have gotten that bad. I haven't had thoughts like that in many years now, and I'm grateful that it did not get that bad. But for creatives and people who are working on doing what I'm doing, whether that be releasing a short film, working on a script, maybe working on an art project, something that you're very much proud of and something that you want to show off to the world. When your mental health goes south, it's not always within your control to keep up the process. And sometimes you can plan for it, sometimes you can't. And I think going forward, I'm going to be very mindful and very realistic with myself on where I am mentally and where I could be mentally in the future. And just accept the process. Just accept the messiness of the process. Just stop holding myself to these standards. And I know that holding myself to these standards that I set up for myself are not always healthy, and they are completely self-induced. And I have a feeling that all comes from some other childhood trauma that I still have to work through. If you are going to a therapist, please take their advice to heart, or at least reflect on it, meditate on it, and act accordingly, because they are there to help you. And if your therapist isn't helping you and there is no change in your behavior or lifestyle or mentality, seek out a different therapist, seek out a different professional, because that therapist may not be the one for you. If you cannot work well and see results with your therapist, then I think it's worth the time and the money to seek a different one out. I had my own kind of situation like that recently where I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do what I was doing with my current health professional, and I had to seek a different one out. And that was a really tough time. I'm happy that I'm past that point. And yeah, I still have bad days. I still have sleepless nights. I still go to work tired. I still come home tired and go to sleep early and then wake up in the middle of the night. I don't have it all together. But just knowing that this stuff wreaks havoc on your life and you still need to get up every day and live life and do life is exhausting, and it saps your energy for your creative output. And just being kind to yourself and realizing, you know what, maybe your creative output needs to slow down even more. It needs to be taken at a pace that's healthy. And there's nothing wrong with cleaning up after yourself, taking a shower, or taking a nap. There's nothing wrong with taking a moment to do something healthy for yourself before you dip into that story that you're writing, that book you're trying to publish, that movie you're trying to edit. Even just creating TikToks or short video content online, like anything you're excited about, anything you're passionate about. I don't think that passion will completely die out, and just know that this soon too shall pass. Is that how you say it? Nothing lasts forever. Including sometimes your passion for a project. Sometimes you lose passion for something you're working on because you've just been working on it forever. I have felt that more than any time ever in my life. Right now, working on something that, when I'd rather be working on something else, or I'd rather be doing something else. I purchased a pumpkin this week so that I could carve a pumpkin, just so I could take time away from my writing project, because sometimes it just hurts to work on because you feel like you don't care about it anymore. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to rekindle my passion any way I can for this project, and in the end, be proud of what I've done. And I don't know how long that'll take, but I thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for the conversations and the encouragement. And just thank you for believing in me. Um, and just know that we're all working on ourselves all the time. And even when you include other people, it is still your responsibility to do the work for your own mental health. That isn't meant to alienate you. That isn't meant to say that you shouldn't trust other people. You should trust other people. You should let them in. You should have someone know what you're going through in the process. But the reward is your own. The reward of getting past this point in your life is your own. People can celebrate your victories with you, but in the end, this is your journey. And you should take the credit for the work that you put in. You should feel happy about the accomplishments you make and the struggle that you go through. And I know that finally getting this book done, it's a novella. It's 30,000 words. It's not a big project. It's just my mental health mixed with the time crunch that I put myself on and involving other people on my platforms like Twitch, Storyfire, TikTok, Instagram, these other places where people may know me personally. Some people may know me digitally. It doesn't matter. You've all been very supportive and very kind. And I don't want to forget that. So sorry if this was long-winded, boring, or you just don't care. That's completely valid. Take care of yourself. Prefer to find something that is going to help you, something that future you will thank you for. And just realize that the future is not promised, but it is coming. It always comes. And right now, you have the power to make healthy decisions, and the future will thank you for it. And The Monster I Feed is a very personal project for me, and it will come out when it is ready. And it is currently not ready. I thought I could make it on time. That is not the case. So it will be out hopefully before 2023. And you'll know when it's ready. I'll make sure that everyone knows when it's ready. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sticking by. Take care of yourself. Stick to a realistic goal. Adjust your goals as needed. And stay creative. Keep creating as much as you can. All right. This is SL Funk signing off. Have a good night, guys.